Hey guys, what's up? It's Will and John back once again for another episode and another breakdown of another UFC fight card. We keep on rolling here after a big week for us on the channel. A lot of new subs, a lot of views on our video, which we always appreciate. So keep smashing the like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, then you'll be notified when all the videos of ours come on. And just a big thank you for that, because we're on a nice little run of weeks here, so we really appreciate you viewing in and leaving your comments and so on. That's what we're all about, talking about fights, talking with other people about fights. So yeah, we're going to talk UFC San Antonio here. Rafael dos Anjos, Leon Edwards is your main event from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, obviously. So yeah, John, how did you enjoy the card at the weekend past there in Sacramento? A big win for the returning California kid. I could not believe that.
No, the California OAP just came back and caught us all off guard. And he was the highest paid salary as well on the whole card,
Yeah.
which crazy. 2 years away and he's still getting paid more cheddar than everyone else on that card. Aspen lad, that is shocking that they let it fight. I'm glad that the stoppage happened. Some people were arguing about it. I was like, no, you don't. Like Herb did Aspen lad a favour by pulling the fight off, like, because she was just going to take more punches. Durandamir wasn't going to let her stand up. She was going to start just getting on top of her and ground and pound with elbows. So I think, in hindsight, everyone will see that as a blessing that she got pulled off and pulled out of that fight early. But overall, it was a fun scrap. Ryan Hall is an evolving fighter.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
like. He gets a lot of crap, and I'm not. I think even I said last week I hate watching him. But you know what? See, when I was watching him Saturday, he's like really intriguing. He's totally different to anything that you watch in the UFC. And so yeah, fair play to the guy. Good win, easy
yeah,
win.
yeah. And I thought it was an alright card. It wasn't bad at all, actually. I enjoyed it. Apart from the only part I didn't enjoy was Ryan Faber calling out Henry Cejudo. Shut up, know your role. You can't win a belt, lad. It's just meant to happen. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to win the UFC straps. So stop doing it. You're not. If I was Aljamain Sterling, I was Peter Yan, I'd find Uriah and beat the crap out of him between the two of them, tag team him, and that'll be it. Because it's just ridiculous talk. And Dana White's the kind of idiot who would do that and put Uriah Faber in.
Yeah. Like I say, everybody. I think if you're a fan of Faber or whatever it was, I've been a fan of Faber for many years. That was a big thing. I think Andrei Feely looked amazing. That finish,
Couldn't
like you
believe
don't
that, yeah.
finish. Yeah, you don't finish him in my eyes like that. Like, but he looked from the minute he started running to the cage, he looked like he was ready to go in that fight, and went through a very tough opponent very easily, which was I think a shock to many people. So a decent card, a lot of underdogs hit. I hit four. Actually, I had five underdogs, and I bet four of them. And my most confident one, I didn't bet it like an absolute jackass. So, but still a really good week bets wise. So hopefully I can keep it going this week in San Antonio. I'll be talking about my bets at the end of this card. I have two bets up as of right now. We're probably going to have maybe 3, 4 by the time the fights come around. So, but we're going to get into the card starting off in the bantamweight division with Domingo Pilarte against Felipe Colares. And John, you're going to lead us off with this.
Yeah, it's an interesting bout. I think Pilarte. Sorry, how do you pronounce it again? Pilates. Pilarte. He's tall. He's a big dude. I think he's like 6'6", 6'1" or something for that division. Dude is a big guy in that bantamweight division, and that's something that Felipe is going to have to try and get over in the fight, because that range and the distance, he's going to have to try and manage it. Watching him though, watching Felipe in the fights outside of the UFC, and obviously his debut in the UFC, I didn't see much in there about him that kind of made me think he's going to do much in this promotion, so to speak. The Frita fight, or the Fritas, however you wish to pronounce it, he was taken down easily enough. Lots of strikes landed as well. He was toughened out for 3 rounds, but I just wasn't. There wasn't much about him that kind of said to me he's got the skill set, the combinations, the footwork or movement to kind of keep Pilarte off him. I think Pilarte is going to be able to keep the guy at range. He's going to just pick him off with the shots. I believe Pilarte is a southpaw. I did watch his fight a few days ago, so my memory's going to get a little bit foggy as I've watched the other fights. It gets a bit murky when you try to remember all the notes. But I just think he's He's a little bit cocksure of himself, Pilarte. I wish he would just focus sometimes in fights. But I think he should be okay in this one. I think he should be able to get the fight over with. I'm going to go with Pilarte, potentially with a takedown and submission win. But I think I just don't see how Felipe is going to offer much to stop him, bro. So I'm going to go late round, like late second round, early third round submission win, Pilarte.
Yeah, I like Pilarte here. I think that he's a big dude as well. He's got a big height and reach advantage in this fight as well. Fighting out the southpaw stand, super aggressive. Had that fight with Vince Morales on, I think it was the Dana White Contender Series, where super aggressive, fun fight. Really was. He got a great stoppage, and they've been trying to match him. I think he's had some injury problems, but they've got him back in the cage here. I think his output's too much. I think he throws double, triple the amount of output that Caceres will. And you've seen in that fight with De Freitas that he can be taken down. He can be he can pass his guard. I don't think Pilarte is going to really want to use that game plan. I think he's going to want to strike him. But in saying that, who has the better overall kind of game, I like Pilarte. I just think he's more aggressive. He's got more tools to use, pretty much, and I think they're kind of setting him up for a nice win here. But like I think Caceres, I think if he was matched up, I don't think this is just a good matchup for him. I think you need to match him up with someone who's not like a heavy output striker and maybe a guy that's maybe going to try and take him down. I don't see Pilarte doing that. I see him keeping the feet, being ultra aggressive, and just finding a stoppage, whether it be submission or TKO. I like Pilarte. I'm going to take him in the second round in that one there. Keeping in the bantamweight division, we've got Mario Bautista against Jin Soo-sun. I really like the kid from Korea here, and I thought he was actually the sacrificial lamb when he was against Peter Yan in Russia. I'll tell you what, he didn't fight like a sacrificial lamb. He fought a really solid fight against Peter Yan, who's, I think he's a top 5 bantamweight now, and that was his last fight. Didn't look out of depth. He took probably double the amount of strikes that he kind of handed out, but the strikes that he handed out had really good counter strikes. Got a takedown on Peter Yan, which is never easy to see that. But Peter Yan's super aggressive, so if you can time it right, you might be able to get him down. But he didn't. It's not like he kept him down there for all that long. There's a new kind of wave of fighters coming into the UFC from Asia, from China, from Korea. They're going to Korea later on this year. We're going to see a lot of these fighters come through, I think, in the next few years, especially with the Performance Center as well. I thought he was just a tough, rugged fighter, fought a really good fight, and I liked what I've seen. I think if you transfer that to this fight here against Bautista, who I think got the short end of the stick, Corey Sandhagen in your UFC debut on short notice, that's a tough out, because Sandhagen's got a lot of tools and he's super aggressive. Fighting out of the lab in Arizona, so he comes from a really solid camp, switch stance fighter, bigger reach. I think he's the bigger guy in the fight, but I like what I see from Jin Soo-sun. I think that if he can fight it like he did against Peter Yan, I think he'll just be a little bit too much for Bautista, who I think 6-1, so he's still a relatively young fighter. I think he's a fighter they could have put on the Dana White Contender show, and he would have stuck in well in that one. But I like Jin Soo-sun for the win. I think he'll get a comprehensive kind of decision. I think it'll be a close fight, but I think he'll do enough to kind of win majority of the rounds.
I think Mario was like a third choice step in for the Sandhagen fight off the top of my head. I think like he was on fight of the week or something. Like within the week he was brought in because like someone else pulled out again. Who was? It's going to bug me now, but yeah, I think he was like third choice. So yeah, like I say, I think they maybe should have. I don't know what they could have done after he lost to Sandhagen, but yeah, Sandhagen was a bit much. He's a bit of a terror, Sandhagen. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you though. I think he's exciting. He's aggressive. You know, he was on Combate Americas, and he did show a bit of skill set and a bit of talent there. But there's levels to the game, and I think Jin is a hard bastard. That's the best way to describe him. Oh, Peter Yan just literally emptied the sink on him and couldn't put the kid away, man. It was, if you're Peter Yan, you'd just be like, okay, my fists are starting to hurt now, and how's your face not hurting? But the kid he's got a good gas tank. Like, that kid did not look tired at all in that Peter Yan fight, considering what the kind of, when you're getting punched, folks, it's exhausting getting punched, which sounds tired, but because you're tensing up and you're trying to absorb the punches, it's tiring. I thought Jin looked great conditioning. I think he's going to have he's got a good pop in his hands, because he caught Peter Yang a couple of times as well, the striking. So I'm going to go with Jin as well. I think that he can counter some of the stuff that Mario throws at him, and I think he's going to be able just outlast him for 3 rounds. I think he's going to have a higher output and just really get the decision win here, and really probably hurt Mario a little bit as well, some of the strikes, because I think Mario's going to be the aggressor. He's going to come at him with some flying stuff, and I think Jin's just going to really counter strike really hard and then just come forward and start to land on him a bit more. So I'm going to go Jin with decision, but I'm looking forward to the fight, man.
So I think we're staying in the bantamweight division here. Actually, we've got Ray Borg with an 11-4 record against Gabriel Silva, 8-0, undefeated guy. Lead us away, John.
Well, we think it's bantamweight, but it depends if Ray Borg makes weight again. So we'll see what it is. But I will say, mate, I think Ray Borg won his last fight.
I thought it was close.
I thought it was... No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't close.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Casey Kenny isn't a good talent. But I think Ray Borg won that fight. I watched it again, and I was just like, okay, cool. It was a unanimous decision. I was like, man, I don't remember Ray Borg getting battered. But how on earth... I don't know. But whatever, the referees, judges are seeing, they're seeing something different than I did. Gabriel Silva, I watched a bit of footage on him from what I could find online. He's another one where he got a shot at LFA, which is kind of like the go-to place, I suppose. It's one of the feeders for the UFC. Got a nice big finish against a prospect in Jake Heffernan, I think it's pronounced Heffernan. But outside of that, he's fought a couple of good opponents. I fought the fight with not Lebrowski, Lekowski, something like that. I can't remember the guy's name. Ended a ski. That'll do you, folks. You'll be able to find it. I thought he looked good in that fight. I thought he had a good striking, good grappling exchanges. I thought there was nothing about him that there wasn't too many holes in his game. But there's something about Ray Borg. That son of a bitch gets those takedowns, gets the hands together. He's got good takedowns. He's got good wrestling, and he's got good conditioning. He's got a good output. He can last. He can do like 3 hard rounds, and we've seen what he's done in the past. We've seen what he can do. Obviously, I know what Will's going to pick, but I'm actually going to go Ray Borg, mate. I think he's going to get a decision. I think it's not going to be an entertaining fight. It's not going to be, for Ray Borg's standpoint, I think Ray is going to be on the outside a little bit, trying to close the gap, charges down to the cage, gets the takedowns, and just kind of gets on top for a bit, and just kind of fights the game out, fights them about on top. And I think if I'm Ray Borg as well, I'm a little bit miffed, because it seems they're bringing back the flyweights, or are they? I don't know, but they're signing a flyweight. What's going on there? So if I'm Ray, I'd be a bit miffed, because I'd be like, well, I was making flyweight, now I'm made to do bantam, but I think Ray might just get this decision here. So I'm going to go Ray decision.
Interesting fight, because it's always like seeing newcomers come in. And especially this guy who, if you remember Eric Silva, this is his baby brother who's been introduced into the UFC, and watched the Dana White's looking for a fighter the other day there as well, where this guy really wasn't on the radar all that much, but his knockout of Jake Heffernan was really brutal. It was that brutal that Heffernan was like grappling heavy with the ref for a good 10-15 seconds before he realised like what was going on. So the guy's got some big power. I don't think he's overly technical, but like I say, that power kind of makes up for it. And one of the things that kind of scares me a little bit is just that he doesn't really fight all that much. He fought obviously in March of this year. Then before that, it was 2 years back in 2017, and it was a couple of years back in 2015. So hasn't really fought all that much. But from what I hear, this kid is like a lot of people are super high on him. I like what I see. There was only 3 fights I think I could find to watch. So out of his 8 fights, it's not that many. The ones that I've seen in Jungle Fight where him like lifting guys, slamming them down. So I think he's got a little bit of that to his game. I think that Borg is going to get him down. It's whether he can get up quick, and I think he can. I think he can. And then on the feet, I prefer Silva over Ray Borg, but Borg's a scrappy guy. He really is. He's a very, very scrappy guy. But where is his kind of head at? I've never been sure of his kind of mentality. He's still a really young guy. Himself, he's had a lot of problems outside of the cage. With, I think he's had personal problems. Obviously, his little boys had problems. His family's had problems with stealing from him, and he's had to take on his sister's daughter full time as well. So kids had a hard time. So and then obviously had that close fight where a lot of people gave him the win, and then you're taking money away from him for get his win bonus pretty much as well. So that's rough. So he might come in here with a chip on his shoulder, ready to go. But I'm willing to give a shot on Gabriel Silva here. I really am. I like what I see. Like I say, it's only 3 fights. I'm a little bit hesitant about how much time he's actually been in the cage, but I like what I see, and I'm willing to just take a shot on him here to maybe beat Ray Borg, who's maybe not in the best mind space. I don't know. I never really looked into where he was training, where he's at Jackson Winks. The guys don't really win fights at Jackson Winkle Jones anymore. So, but yeah, I'm ready. I'm willing to take a shot on Gabriel Silva in this spot here and win the fight. Like I say, I think it's going to be tough, but I'm willing to give him a shot here. So I'll take Gabriel Silva to win via maybe another kind of close decision. Moving on, we've got Roxanne Modafferi against Jennifer Maia. This is a rematch of a few years ago. Back, I think it was in Victor 2016. Victor, yeah. And back then you could see that Jennifer Maia was just the better kind of far-flung striker. You could see it. And she won that fight pretty convincingly as well. No, not pretty convincingly. It was pretty close, actually, I remember off the top of my head. A close split decision. She defended her flyweight title, I think it was. That was over 5 rounds. And Roxanne, over 5 rounds, is tough because she showed that against Montano. By the way, Montano I didn't think looked all that bad last week, actually. But, yeah, Roxanne's a legit veteran. She's coming in, closing in, I think, on 40 fights. That's a lot of fights.
Especially for women.
Yeah, for women's MMA especially. And she actually looks like she's in the best spot of her career right now. She thoroughly impressed me against Shevchenko. I know there was some people that were betting on it, and I was like, I couldn't get myself to do it. I thought Antonina was just going to piece her up in the feet and like I say, just piece her up in the feet and not get taken down. And the game plan for Roxanne for the majority of the time is to get her down and blanket people. That's what she does best. When she gets people down, she predominantly wins fights, and she will move to mount, to side control like she did against Barb Honchak. Once she got the opportunity, she was throwing heavy elbows when she got the takedown. And then, like I say, the Shevchenko fight, she was just the far better grappler, and that's how she won her fight. She was okay in the feet. She's a little bit herky-jerky with her striking style. She'll throw really bad kicks and stuff, and some funny-looking kicks. But her bread and butter is getting fights to the ground. If she can get the fight to the ground, she will predominantly win fights there. So I think this is a very, very close fight. You've got the striker in Maia. I wasn't really impressed with her win over Alexis Davis. I think this is actually a tougher fight for Jennifer Maia, even though she's faced her before. Liz Carmouche can get her down. She's super strong. I think Roxanne, obviously not as strong as Carmouche, but I think she can get her down, and that's where I kind of see the fight going. If she gets her down a few times, I think she wins the fight. I think it'll be close. I think on the feet, obviously, Jennifer will just be the more slicker fighter, but she just kind of loops shots kind of with her right hand and a kind of shoot box style. I'm going to take another shot on Roxanne Modafferi. I've never been, I think off the top of my head, I've never really picked Roxanne to win a fight, but she's making progress and she's making adjustments and she's getting better. So in a matchup over 3 rounds, where if she can get a couple of takedowns, she can take rounds through that. I'll take Roxanne Modafferi to win a very, very close split decision here.
Yeah, she is improving, which is weird when you think about it. Is your TV on, bro?
No.
The heck am I hearing then? Must be the voices in my head. Just, yeah, Roxanne is, I think maybe her and Joanne Calderwood working together is probably something about it as well. Obviously, the kind of striking prowess of Jojo, who's got a hell of a fight coming up, hasn't she?
Mm.
Against Andrea Lee down at Abu Dhabi. But yeah, man, gosh, yeah, that opening kick against Jennifer in the first bout was something special, let's say. If you've not seen it, folks, just go and watch it. But yeah, it's a 3-round fight this time. I think that obviously the tempo will change. Because obviously last time they fought for it was for the title, wasn't it? Yeah, it was to win the belt. I'm going to go with Jennifer in this one. I think Jennifer's improved as much as Roxanne in a way as well. Aleksei is a tough fight. I think Jennifer Maia can hurt Roxanne with the striking, and I think her takedown defense has improved a bit more than it did again. So when Roxanne goes for it, I just edge Maia again in this one. I think that she can get the win. I think a psychological advantage might be there as well. She almost got an armbar on Roxanne, if I recall, in the bout that they had as well, which was interesting, which was cool to see. Roxanne, if she gets on top though, she'll be a nightmare. She's difficult to get off. But I just think Jennifer, as an all-rounder, I think she just has that edge over Roxanne in this fight. There's some styles that beat other fighters. I think that she can definitely land the shots and then it'll clinch up. And I think she'll learn. I think she'll have learned from the last time they fought as well, to just circle off when they're on the cage, when they're grappling, circle off, break, and just reset again. That's all you have to do with Roxanne Modafferi, really. She doesn't really shoot in that great to takedowns, so her takedowns can come off the cage. But I think to beat Roxanne Modafferi, it's a simple case of, circle off, break, land a couple of shots. Don't go for the 3-4 combinations. Simple 1-2s, double jabs, jab inside leg kick, something just quick and sharp. Get out of there is a way to beat Roxanne. I know Jennifer likes to throw heavy, but I think it's doable. I'm going to go decision for Maia on this one, and I think she can pull it off.
Moving on, light heavyweight bout. We have smiling Sam Alvey with a 33-12 record against Klidson, the White Bear. Abreu with a 14-3 record. How do you see this one going, John?
I am going to say now that Klidson is within a shout here because Sam Alvey's chin has gone for a walk since in the last couple of light heavyweight fights. It's gone asking. I don't know what's going on with Sam Alvey. He used to be, I don't want to say Mr. Reliable with the chin, but he was a tough cookie. He could take a couple of scraps, but I don't know. He's just, man, is that chin just going? He stopped cutting weight, which I thought was good because it's good for the body, it's good for the mind. But I'm just a bit worried that how strong is that chin? How much longer has he got in there? Like you said there, how many fights was that, Will, for Sam Alvey? Is that 30, 40 fights?
Yeah, but closing in 50 fights, 45, 46 fights.
That's a lot of punches to the face when you think of it like that. And it takes its toll. He doesn't have to get knocked out every week, but if you're taking heavy punches in fights, man, it's rough. It's not easy on the body. Ankalaev was superb against Klidson and smashed his nose into another dimension. I don't know if Klidson can still blow his nose anymore, because that was a beautiful strike. But Ankalaev is a different kettle of fish than Sam Alvey in the striking department. Just as an all-round fighter, Ankalaev's going to be one of those top 10 guys in that division. Probably in the next 18 months. But for me, I just, I question the chin. I do, bro. I thought for his UFC debut, Klidson took some licks against Ankalaev, but he didn't look too bad. And considering that, that was midway through the first round, he got his nose broke. I think it was. So I think it was in the first round anyway. It definitely was in the first round. And to go 3 rounds with that nose, got toughness. I think he can outdo Sam. Whether he puts him away or not, I don't know. But I think I'd go maybe hedge my bets with a decision for Klidson, but I wouldn't be surprised if he could maybe stop Sam, because I just don't know where Sam's chin's at anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that kind of stood out to me. It's like 2 fights in a row where he's been knocked out, and that he was kind of known for having a fairly decent chin. He could take a shot and kind of make that funny face that he makes, and kind of keep coming forward, and then occasionally throw some counter strikes and land. But like, his output is so bad that he gives fighters opportunities to kind of win rounds against them, first of all. But when people are landing big power shots, if he gets dropped one time, he's going to be lucky if he kind of wins a fight, because he's even in rounds that he looks kind of dominant in, they're still really super close. But yeah, 2 losses in a row, pressure's on him. He knows that he needs to win this fight. Probably, maybe to keep himself in the UFC. I don't see the UFC keeping around, especially if it's another stoppage loss. But the clear path to victory here for Abreu is to get the fight to the ground, because that's where he shines, with his positioning, with his pressure, and with his jiu-jitsu. That's where he's won majority of his fights. Sam Alvey is tough to get down, though not many people get him down. I think off the top of my head, Amiv got him down, maybe Lati's off the top of my head, but outside of that, I can't really remember too many people taking him down. He obviously comes from the camp where Dan Henderson was there for many years, so he always had an abundance of wrestlers there.
Team Quest.
Team Quest, and so yeah, but his output is not good. He's counter striking. He has power though, so if you come in with your chin in the air and you give him an opportunity to tee off, he'll find a way. But this fight's either going to be Klidson's going to be the aggressor in the fight and kind of lead the dance and win the fight through that, or it's going to be like just 2 fighters watching one another, and then anybody could really win that fight. And Sam's won a couple of split decisions in the past where, I mean, Rashad Evans, I think, actually got him down, but he won that fight. The Gian Vellante fight was a very, very close back and forth fight. There wasn't that much strikes thrown in that one, and he won that one. I think if Klidson can really just go in there and trying to get this guy down, I think he can have himself a good fight. Whether he gets him down is another thing, but I think he will throw more output than what Sam Alvey will as well. So, like I say, Sam Alvey for me is just, I think he's had his time in the UFC. I think it's time to move him on. But like I say, the pressure's on him here. So, but if he gets let go, he's going to get picked up by the big organisations. They'll happily have someone like Sam Alvey as well. But I'll go Klidson Abreu to win a really lacklustre, crappy, shitty decision. So Abreu for the win there for me.
Yeah, he's one of them ones when Sam fights, bro. You're just not that many people are interested in it.
I know. Raquel Pennington against Irene Aldana is up next.
Ooh.
Good fight. This is a fight that initially I had a pretty strong lean on Aldana before I really watched any fights and kind of try and remember some of the things. And then you've got Raquel Pennington, who is coming off a couple of losses, so again she's needing a big win here. But in saying that, her losses are to the champion and the number 1 contender at 135, somewhere where Irene Aldana has never ever been close to, and she would have a tough time against those girls as well. So Rocky's last couple of fights, we might as well talk about them. Like, she got kind of bludgeoned down in Brazil, where she really wanted, to be fair, she wanted to kind of stop that fight. She didn't really want to fight on. I thought her coaches were a little bit, they should have maybe taken her out of there after the 4th round or whatever it was. I thought she
fourth, yeah.
And she looked like she just didn't want to be in there. And then Jermaine Durandamy, like, people sleep on Jermaine Durandamy. Her striking is legit. She's her and Amanda Nunes definitely. So she was just made to kind of stay at range, and when you stay at range against Jermaine Durandamy, she's going to pick you apart with shots, and especially if you can't get her down as well, which she couldn't. But like I say, I think she's probably hit her peak, obviously, when she got her world title shot and she beat Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate had 1 foot out the door as well. I've never really overly rated her as a fighter. Her kind of record shows that. She's had her kind of ups and downs. But yeah, I think that Aldana is someone I have liked for a long time. Actually, I remember watching her in Vick in Vegas and thinking, I really like your style. I like your boxing. I like your technical precision, like precise boxing. But she makes fights so close. She makes mistakes. It gives fighters opportunities. So I could go back, like the Betchko hair fight was a lot closer than I thought it would ever.
It needed to be.
Yeah, I think if that went to the decision, Betch was probably going to win that in Brazil. But she pulled out an armbar. Never seen that one coming. The Pudilova fight, loads of people thought Lucy won that fight. I was on Aldana that night. I remember she was an underdog and I bet her in that fight. And when I was waiting for the decision to come, I was like, if this goes to Pudilova, I've really got nothing to kind of moan about because the fight was close and it could really go either way. Bernardo, she had opportunities to win, like stop that fight, but then she gave Bernardo the opportunity to kind of come into the fight by getting takedowns, and she gives you opportunities, and she's going to give Pennington opportunities because Pennington's going to just try and bum rush in to try and get takedowns. I think that's going to be a game plan. I think on the feet, more crisper striker is definitely Aldana. Don't write off Rocky on the feet though. She can maybe make it nice and dirty and clinch up and maybe win some of the exchanges through dirty clinch work or whatever. But if she can't get Aldana down, I think Aldana kind of picks her apart a little bit. But I think that Aldana will give her opportunities. I'm going to go Aldana, not super confident. I think it's going to be a close fight. But like I say, I think she will give Rocky opportunities whether she can take them. But I've got Aldana to win a very, very close split decision due to kind of more crisp striking and just maybe damage amount that she'll put on Raquel Pennington. But it's, like I say, I see it being a close one.
Yeah, this is where I thought Aldana would have been a while back ago. Like you said, Will, because she just lets girls into fights. So I thought she would have been here sooner in her career. Like I think this is a step up for her. In my, like you say, Will, like rankings wise, all of it, it is a step up. And I was thinking Aldana, yeah, she's got the boxing 1-2s, but you don't think Rocky? She's actually got a good jab. She's got a legit, crisp, good jab, stepping in jab, long, extended jab there. And it's surprising, like when I watch it back on the fights, I kind of sometimes don't make note of it, but she's got a nice, crisp pop in the jab. So I think that will throw Aldana off a little bit, because I think Aldana's going to wait for Raquel to maybe try and charge it down, which is kind of what we expect. We expect Rocky to come in, charge, grab, get against the cage. But that's the thing, I think that's where Aldana will fall short. I think that the clinch work is where the fight will probably be won and lost in this one, because that's where Raquel Pennington wants to get to. Aldana has to get the underhooks, has to circle off. I'd be surprised if she can outmuscle Pennington. Raquel's quite, surprisingly really strong in the grappling exchange. She's quite overpowering on quite a few of the girls. And she's got good head positioning as well. She gets right in the well underneath the chin when she grapples. She makes it really awkward for fighters. She gets some nice little shots in, and just kind of puts fighters off when she gets in there. And obviously her partner Tisha Torres, who's on a bit of a high, who in herself, in her own right, is a quality fighter. They're always bouncing off each other, so to speak, and scissoring to get ideas together. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff together to kind of develop each other and make each other better as fighters. I think that I think Pennington can. I've got to be honest. Like I know she lost to Nunes. To be fair, she lasted a lot longer than a lot of other girls, so she's got a head like a coconut. Durandame is a beast. Aldana's an easier option. I've got to be honest with you. If you gave me them 3 in a row, I'd pick Aldana every day of the week. And I think Pennington can get the decision here, mate. I think she can just dirty, rough this up and make Aldana not enjoy the fight, put her off her rhythm. Because the problem with Betch was, Betch just stands there. She hasn't got footwork. She's like a donkey, do you know what I mean? There's no grace to her. She's just a clumpy moving donkey. And she just threw the big overhand right to land it when Aldana came in. Other than that, there wasn't much in Betch. I think that Pennington should win this one decision if she can just upset Aldana's range, upset her movement, and just close it down. So I'll go Pennington here, mate.
Moving on, I think it's the main fight of the. Well, it's not. I think it's just all the fights are on prelims. Yeah, there's no main fight. But Alex Caceres faces Steven Peterson. I think it's you that's up. Yeah,
It is, yeah. This one is, well, Alex Caceres. I still don't know why or what he is. And I don't mean that in a rude way. I just don't know what. Like, he somehow stays in the UFC, but he's never going to fight for a title. He's never going to break in the top echelon. He's just a weird one. He's just there for the sake of being on the promotion. Steven Peterson out last time out, lost to Luis Pena, and I was a bit bummed about that because I thought Peterson could have put the pressure on. But in this one, this is the kind of fight Alex Caceres should win. Peterson, in theory, is not the level of he's not a mid-level featherweight. He's not anything over the middle. He's not middle rank featherweight or above. And I think this is the kind of one where Caceres wins. I think it's the kind of fight that Caceres can get away with. He'll do his flashy stuff. He'll keep his range. He'll just land some shots. And because if you look at Caceres' record, he doesn't. It's not really often he gets really good wins. He gets these kind of wins. These are the kind of fights that he wins to keep him in the promotion. Then they try to push Caceres up against someone who's kind of half decent and he loses. So then they put him back down again. So I reckon Caceres should get the win here. I just don't think Peterson can, because Caceres is so unorthodox, man. He's so like I say, he's kind of funky with striking. I think Peterson will have a bit of difficulty with it. I think he'll have a tough time on getting the range. He'll try to charge it down. I think Caceres will use the footwork and the range to keep out there. So I'm going to go with Peterson to lose this via. I'm going to go decision. I think Caceres will get a decision. Just a weird, funky decision, man.
Yeah, like I said, this is fight number 21 in the UFC for Alex Caceres, by the way.
Ow!
Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually really. I didn't realise it was kind of as many as that, and he's got like a 14-12 record. So, yeah, the guy.
It's weird,
I think he came in. Yeah, I think he came into the UFC with a record. How many wins has he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the guy's got a serious losing record in the UFC, but the guy wins fights at the right time to keep his job. So that's interesting. Maybe Dana White likes him as well, which I think he does because he liked him way back in the Tough Show when he was on there as well. But Caceres he's a bit of an enigma. Sometimes when he shows up, he looks decent, and other times when he doesn't, he looks very, very kind of mediocre. And I don't know whether he's kind of in that mediocre stage at the minute because that Martin Bravo fight was, to me, I think he won that fight, but I think he was very fortunate actually to win that one. It was pretty close strike-wise. Martin Bravo was getting takedowns on him, and that's kind of where I'm kind of leaning in this fight. The Chrome Gracie one you can kind of throw out because if anybody goes to the ground with Gracie, or if you, like I said, if anybody goes to the mats with Chrome Gracie, he's probably going to submit 99% of people that he goes to the ground with. So Steven Peterson, a journeyman, nothing really stands out. Tough, durable, takes a hell of a lot of shots, though absorbs a lot of shots. His striking defense is pretty terrible. But you know what? The guy never gives up, and he's in your face. He keeps coming for you, and he will try and get takedowns. And that's where I think he can actually win the fight. So when you look at just to him in the UFC, I mean, he lost to Brandon Davis. Brandon Davis was a clear better striker, pieced him up. The Matt Sepp fight, he looked a lot better kind of striking wise and also mixed in takedowns. And then the Luis Pena one, I thought he had a good chance to win that fight, but ultimately Luis Pena was a bigger, rangier guy, could stop the takedowns kind of at the right time. He still got taken down 4 times, but he just ate too many shots on the feet, and it looked eyes through that. But for getting takedown, he got taken down by obviously Cron Gracie. Martin Bravo got him. Rolando D took this guy down. Jason Knight, who's not really known as a guy for taking you down, took him down. So there's opportunities there for Steven Peterson. It's whether he can enter the range without taking too many shots and too much damage, because I think that's what's going to be. I think he's going to enter the range of Caceres, probably eat some shots. As long as they're not concussive blows, I think he gets a hold of Caceres and gets him down. So for me, I'm going to pick Steven Peterson to win a decision. I think takedowns are going to be a big part of this fight. I think this might be the last time we see Alex Caceres in the UFC. But like I said before, he seems to win the fights at the right time to keep his job, so this might be another telltale sign here that he does that. But I fancy taking Peterson in that one via decision. So we're moving on to the heavyweight division. Two older heavyweights who fought, I think, way back like 10 years ago. You've got Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski against Ben Rothwell. I'm going to come straight out. I'm not picking Andrei Arlovski. No danger am I picking Andrei Arlovski. That guy, like I say, he's not. I think in his last 10 fights, he's 2-8. That's another guy you're thinking, why is he still in the UFC? I do think he was a little bit unlucky in his last fight. If I'm being honest with you, I thought he fought a better fight than what we've seen previously. Stopped the takedowns of Sakai, kind of pieced him up a little bit, but the judges see different things sometimes, and that was a decision that went to Augusto Sakai. Lost to Walt Harris, that got changed to no contest after Walt popped for something.
Lost to, I think, something stupid.
Lost to Shamil Abdurrahimov and lost to Tai Tuivasa, and his last two wins are against guys who aren't even in the UFC anymore. So I just struggle to see, like I said, he beat Ben Rothwell, he knocked out Ben Rothwell, but that was a
2007, was it? I think it was.
Completely different lifetime, 2008.
Oh, 8.
So yeah, that's a complete lifetime ago, and since then he's not really, like, he obviously had his run in the UFC where he came back and won some fights, but 27-18 record now, and he's closing in 50 fights. But I think Ben Rothwell is just, he got that fight out the road against Blagoy Ivanov, and Blagoy Ivanov is just a terrible guy to fight. He kind of pulls you into his game and makes fights really close, and those fights, they always seem to go to Ivanov. I actually thought Ben Rothwell won that fight, if I'm being honest with you. I thought, and I'm not being biased because I bet Ben Rothwell, but I thought he should have got the win in that one. But it was his first fight after a couple of years. Yeah. He did, I thought, look a little bit rusty. I think he's obviously got that out the road now, and he's got this. This should be an easier fight, but it depends. I think he's going to land the bigger power strikes, but Arlovski might be the fighter that maybe pops out his jab and kind of maybe accumulates more kind of damage over the fight, but the big concussive blows are going to come from someone like Ben Rothwell. Like I said, I'm just not going to pick Andrei Arlovski. I think Ben Rothwell can knock him out. I think he can possibly beat him over the 3 rounds. And like I said, I just don't fancy taking Andrei Arlovski to win fights in UFC in 2019, so I'm going to take Ben Rothwell via TKO in the middle part of this fight here.
I don't get Arlovski getting fights. Blows me away still to this day. I suppose Ben Rothwell will be happy though, can get exact revenge on a loss. I suppose that's the only silver lining for Ben fighting this. But like you said, well, I think it's a good it's a good second fight for Ben. You know, like you said, the problem is the heavyweight division. It's not maybe as easy to come back after time off to get ring rust. The last thing you want to do is ring rust in a heavyweight fight. Because if your timing's a bit off, you've got another 250-pound man swinging lever at you, and that's going to tickle. So I think Arlovski's an ideal fight for Ben. I think Ben Rothwell will feel a lot more confident in this fight. He'll have a bit better timing, better range. He'll have a bit more fight fitness, so to speak. You know, when you're in the fight, it's a different kind of conditioning than when you're training. Mate, I'm going to go with Rothwell stopping this fight. I think he'd be uber aggressive. I think get Arlovski on the back foot, start swinging, and just keep Arlovski back. You know, a couple of shots and then pow, just land some heavy lever on him. And I hope he does, because I love Arlovski for what he's done in sport. He's a top man, but the UFC are literally draining what they can out of this dude. Every fight they can to just milk the name of Arlovski. And if I'm honest, I think they're killing the name. I'd let him go to a smaller promotion and let him get a couple of wins. You know, let him end his career in a couple of wins, man. I'd like to see Arlovski, like, I don't know, Fight Night Global or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just those Russian promotions or whatever. Make some dollar bills over there. But, man, I'm going Rothwell KO, bro. First, second round.
Moving on, lightweight division, we've got Alexander Hernandez, who's making his return after that loss to the Cowboy back earlier on this year against. I just call him the hard bastard. Francisco Trinaldo. He's just a tough guy. How do you see it going down?
He is. He's weirdly, annoyingly tough, isn't he? He's not
Yeah.
the most. He's not the most athletic. He makes weight, comes in, and just a nightmare. Hits hard, and he can blanket. Yeah, he's just annoying. Like, he's just weirdly really good, and he's 40, 41. I'm going to go probably against what a lot of people are going to go for here. I'm going to pick Trinaldo. Now, I've heard some other people make arguments that Alex Hernandez, he's got great conditioning, he's got a good output, he'll just wear Trinaldo down the later rounds. I'm 100% with you on that. He can do that. But one thing that stuck out to me was the Alex fight against Cowboy was getting those knees. Do you remember that when Alex Hernandez was coming in, Cowboy was starting to counter with those knees to the body? Well, what did Francisco Trinaldo do in his last fight, and how did he win? Evan Dunham came in, and he kneed him in the liver and dropped him and finished the fight. So Trinaldo's got the same weapon that Cowboy has, and that is great timing and a good accuracy. If I'm Trinaldo, I'm doing the same again. I'm going to just be patient. I'm going to let Hernandez come in, because we know Hernandez is going to do it. He's going to come in, exuberant, like just buzzing, just going, charging forward. And if I'm Trinaldo, I'm just going to time it and just pop that knee in, really crack that knee in hard on him. And the other thing is, Hernandez marks up pretty bad, doesn't he? Some people can go 5 rounds and they've just got a little bit of puffy cheek or something like that, a little bit of blood on the nose, but they don't mark up too much. And don't get me wrong, I know Cowboy hit him a few times, but he marks up pretty good. So I'm gonna think Trinaldo's gonna slow that tank down. I think Trinaldo's gonna land some of those body shots. It's gonna make Hernandez want to try to go for the takedowns, which is not a good idea against Trinaldo because he's so short and low center of gravity. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to back up the Trinaldo train. I think that he can win the fight. I think he can maybe stop Hernandez as well, but a nice knee to the body, And that was like in the 3rd round, I think, is against Evan Dunham or something, man. It was so crazy. So I'm going to go wild. I'm going to go with the old tough bastard Trinaldo for a win via stoppage with a knee to the body again to Hernandez.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this one. This is one I had an eye on for the simple reason that I took a lot of back in when I made my predictions on my channel, people were coming at me left, right, and centre for picking Cowboy Cerrone against Alexander Hernandez, and I had legit reasons why I thought he would lose that fight. I don't really take much from the Dariush fight. He caught him with a big shot.
Yeah.
I took more out of the second fight from Auburn Mercy, where he was like desperately going for takedowns in that fight, and in doing so, kind of really hurt his kind of gas tank. But he still managed to come through that fight against OEM. That was his path to kind of victory. To be fair, in that fight with OEM, he struck fairly well too. But the way he won that fight was through his grappling. And then he obviously moved on to the Cowboy Cerrone fight, where he was talking mad shit
about time.
Yeah, like he was saying that he was going to put this cowboy out to sleep and this, that, and you can't do that with someone like Cerrone. You cannot speak on that. You can't. If you stay on his good side, you might be okay. But if you get on his bad side, then that's when he can usually turn up and put a performance against you. And that's what happened. Donald Cerrone absolutely blitzed through that kid, and I'm surprised he's back so soon because he took a lot of damage in that fight. And I know it was back in January and it was 6 months ago, but yeah, I've still got some question marks about the kid. I'll be honest, I think this is a good matchup. I think it's a winnable one for him. I think he will start off really quick. I think he might get a takedown. Whether he holds Ronaldo down is another thing. But I think both guys actually are going to start like losing a lot of kind of energy in the mid part of this fight, and then it's anybody's fight. It's who can get the better shots off, who can maybe get the takedowns at the right time. And I've got Trinaldo as well. Actually, I feel like Hernandez is still got a little bit of proven to me to do. And Trinaldo's no easy out for anybody. He can hurt a lot of people. He did it to Kevin Lee, hurt him before, obviously getting taken to the mat and then getting submitted himself. But he's a hard guy to take down. Not too many people take him down and keep him down. Like I say, well, in saying that, you can take him down. It's hard to keep him down. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Dunham took him down. I remember Ross Pearson took him down. Like Kevin Lee, once he got him down, he kind of used his length and got the submission there. But it's hard to stop this guy. So he's going to be in it for 15 minutes, not unless he eats a shot. But you've got to remember, he is at that age of 40 years old, where he might over the edge and go another way and decline a little bit. I just think it's going to get to the mid part of this fight where we're going to see what this kid's really all about and whether he can really go after it and get this win here. I feel more confident picking Trinaldo than I do Hernandez. I don't know what the odds are. Let me have a quick peek at the odds just to see.
Hernandez is favourite, Trinaldo is the underdog.
So Hernandez is minus 170, plus 150 on Trinaldo. It's dog odds, like in a close fight. Like, I don't think I could put money on Trinaldo, but I've got him to win this fight. It's just a pick. I feel more confident in the pick of Trinaldo over Hernandez. So I'm going to go a very close decision for Masaran Duba in that one there. Moving on, sticking in the lightweight division, we've got James Vick against Dan Hooker. Interesting fight. I think it could be a fun fight. A little bit surprised that Hooker's back so quick, because that boy, talking of taking damage, Jesus Christ. That's another one of those fights where I think the corner could have really pulled the guy out. Every time he was getting a hit to the body, he was wincing. And it was just a horrible sight, really, to kind of go back and watch that fight. I've watched it probably 3 times since they fought earlier on, or late last year, actually. And then you've got James Vick, who I still don't think he should be fighting at lightweight. I think now's the time where he should move up to 170.
Especially when you see Chiesa do well, you know.
Yeah,
when you see guys like Sanchez, even Sanchez to an extent, Diego Sanchez and Kevin Rafael. It's just logic, innit?
Yeah, especially for him. He's bigger than those guys, a lot bigger than those
massive
guys. And you can see that the weight cuts are having a serious depletion on his on everything, really.
Yeah.
I think his striking defense is obviously bad. He's always had that, though. He always backs up with his chin in there.
Stephen Struve defense.
Yeah, it's horrible. But the guy is a really talented fighter, kind of everywhere else. When he's in his flow, he's a really, really good fighter. We saw it, I think, in the Joe Duffy flow. He looked really good. I think he's got submission skills. I think he's got good clinch skills. I think he's got a really good kind of fight IQ, but sometimes he kind of talks a good fight, and that kind of bites him in the ass sometimes. Took a fair amount of damage against Paul Felder. There was obviously the Justin Gaethje knockout. But this is a matchup where Dan Hooker, probably for the first time in his UFC career, he's facing the bigger guy, and a completely bigger guy as well. So his kind of main weapons, his knees and so on, they're not going to work against someone like James Vick, who, to be fair, he backs up with his hand in the air. His head back with his hand in the air, so he's not unless he catches him with an absolute uber flying knee. Some of his knees and his clinch and his close striking is not going to work on someone like James Vick, who can fight a range fight as well. So for me, I've got James Vick to kind of win at a decision. I don't think it'll be a great fight. I think he will use his range just a little bit better, evade the attacks of what Dan Hooker's got, and if majority of times, if James Vick doesn't get knocked out or hurt badly, he wins fights. So I've got James Vick to win a decision here.
Yeah, it is a weird one, because if it wasn't for the absolute beating that Hooker took, it would probably, if he'd lost maybe a little bit, if he'd maybe like didn't take an extra round of hammering, I might have been a bit more confident in Hooker. I see it as a pick and fight only because of what happened to Hooker last time out. I think, God, how much has your body healed? How much has everything healed? How much, how has training gone, etc. We don't know what's going on in the background. But my big question mark was James Vick. James Vick he's killing himself to make weight. I want to see if he makes weight. That's my first thing. Like, for James Vick, I'm like, will he make weight this time? Because I think that's the question we fight now, Will, is that we don't know each time if he's going to make that weight. Because it's going to be a point where his body's going to stop saying, no, we can't do this anymore. So if he makes weight, okay, he's got a greater chance. I want to see if he can make it, but I'm going to go Hooker, And the only reason I'm going to hooker is that James Vick chin, man. He likes to put it out there, lean back. He's exposed. I think if you're Dan Hooker, because you're not, he's 6 foot. I think Dan is, and I think James is 6'3". So there's a bit of a difference, but like for example, Paul Felder fight, Paul was falling a little bit short of some of his strikes. He was landing some great leg kicks, so that's something I would take into account. I'd be like, cool, James Vick doesn't like to check leg kicks, and it definitely hurt him during the fight. You could see it was affecting him. You could see it slowed him down. So I'd be incorporating leg kicks, because I would incorporate them very early in the fight to start with to help me in the second round to land those 1-2s, so that Vick isn't springing back as much. He's not able to move back. Double up on your punches if you're hooker. Throw a double jab to right straight, or a jab to double hook, because you'll land that second punch, because Vick doesn't have that good defense. With the leaning back defense as well, when you get to the cage, there's no more leaning back. Your back's against the cage. So, I think Hooker, the height will be a factor against Vick, because he just won't be, because he's not as short as he wants him to be. He's used to guys being a little bit shorter maybe. I think Hooker can land a couple of good straights, can hurt Vick, and I think he can just put Vick off his rhythm. Now Vick landed some good shots, and he's a bad dude himself, man. He is a bad man. But man, I'm not confident. He's like Aspen lad, man, with the weight cutting. I hate the way he looks on the scales. I hate the way he looks. I think it affects his chin big time. I think this has to be his last fight. I hope it's his last fight, and he goes to 170. But yeah, I'm going to go Hooker decision, maybe late stoppage in the third one with a couple of 1-2s. But yeah, I'm probably going to Hooker just, mate.
Okay, moving on. Greg Hardy against Juan Adams.
Juan Adams, there you go, done. I'm not talking about
Yeah, I'm going to go Greg Hardy. Yeah, I've got Greg Hardy.
I'll never pick him because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, like I say, I'm picking Greg Hardy. I don't really rate Juan Adams. I don't really rate Greg Hardy as much, but I think Greg Hardy is actually in the gym wanting it more than what Juan Adams is. Juan Adams is just eating food and ballooning up big time, and I think he talks about a game where Greg Hardy's at a legit gym with legit coaches, and the UFC, to be honest with you, they're wanting this guy to win. They want him to kind of stick around the UFC. But yeah, I'm going to pick him via knockout in that one there. Co-main event, Aleksei Oleinik against Walt Harris. I think finally my picking against Aleksei Oleinik finally came through when Alistair Overeem kind of knocked him out, because I seem to pick against him every fight and he seems to win. Like I say, what Walt Harris has to do here is obviously just don't get caught with this guy. So Aleksei Oleinik will throw big looping shots to just try and get in to hold you. Once he's got a hold of you, he'll flop to his back. He'll do anything to get the fight to the ground. If he gets the fight to the ground, in fact, he doesn't even need to get the fight to the ground. He can catch you in standing triangles, and like chokes and whatever else. Walt Harris, boxing background, big athletic dude. He knows what he has to do here. He just can't let Aleksei get his hands around him at any point. So fight a boring fight at range, and just beat this guy up, because he's got terrible striking defense. He doesn't defend well. He takes a lot of damage. He shows it as well. But Oleinik's got like weird power as well. He's just one of those really strong dudes, really awkward and really weird. But Walt Harris knows what he has to do. He just has to keep at range, use his boxing, and he will knock this guy out if it goes past the second round, in my opinion. So I've got Walt Harris to beat Oleinik in the co-main event there.
Yeah, I was kind of picking Harris as well, because of he switched camps up. He looked good in his last fight. He finally started to realise that he's a heavyweight and he's a boxer, and if he lands those 4-ounce gloves, he's going to rock people and hurt them. And he is. He's got a great 1-2, nice long 1-2 range. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to pick Oli here, and the reason being is because he's just this is the kind of sneaky fight he wins. Walt Harris is not one for takedown defense. He's not a submission king defense, and it's the kind of awkward, horrible fight that Oleinik will just throw shots, get the clinch, and get it down somehow, because he's got that old grip, that freaky kind of Sambo gorilla strength. in the Alistair Overeem fight, the two of them trained together, so Alistair kind of knew, well, not knew, but had a good idea what Ollie's going to throw at him. Kind of had a good feeling about what was coming, what was going on. And there was a lot of confidence, and as we know ourselves, Alistair Overeem is no slouch on the ground. He's actually a very good grappler himself, an accomplished grappler. But Harris, though, that's my question mark. I'm not overly confident on him. And Ollie, he's at ATT. They're riding a hell of a wave at the moment. I'm going to weirdly pick Ollie in this now. I'm not overly confident. I'm probably actually more confident Harris to win. But Ollie's just a weird bastard to get a win. Do you know? He just does it. He just wins, and it's so annoying. I don't see Walt Harris as that upper echelon in the heavyweight division, so I'm going to weirdly pick Ollie here, and I feel really weird doing it as well. Don't worry, I do. I feel so weird picking him because I'm kind of confident Harris can light him up, but yeah.
Okay, on to the main event. Rafael dos Anjos against Leon Edwards. Who you got?
Shit. This is the one where I'm still kind of 50-50, but I'm going to quick one. I'm going to pick RDA. Right. I had to pick someone. I quickly picked RDA, and I'm going to have to somehow give a reason why. I want high on both of them because they're both great fighters. I think Leon Edwards is finally getting that up, that top level guy. He beat Gunny, but Gunny's not the top of the crop. Gunny's a top 15, but he's not a top 5. And Rafael dos Anjos has shown that he's a top 5 fighter. Former champion low weight class. He's filled out to this weight class now as much as he can. Great striking. I think one thing Rafael does, he has got the better array of striking than Leon Edwards. He's definitely got the better combinations, better array of strikes. And he's obviously a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a very good grappler. Leon, though, he's very explosive. He's got very good timing. He's good at timing people coming in for strikes. And Leon himself, he's shown that he's got good skill sets. The Team Renegade, they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot there at that gym. Jai Herbert just won the Cage Warriors belt as well for them boys. I think he's at their gym as well. Fabian Edwards' brothers just won in Bellator recently. So as a whole, anyway, the gym's riding high. They're potentially probably the most, or the top of the chain at the moment. If I pick the UK and Republic of Ireland, I think Team Renegade's probably up there. It's probably the best gym at the moment, the way things are going for all the fights. But Rafael dos Anjos, he's been there so many times. 5-round fights, he's done them time and time again. I think Rafael just trains for 5 rounds all the time now. I think it'd be weird for Rafael to do a 3-round fight. He's got good striking, good timing, good chin. He's got good combinations. He's got good output as well for 5 rounds. Rafael. I don't think Leon can put the kind of pressure on Rafael like Colby could or Usman. If you recall the kind of pressure those guys put, that's not the way Leon will fight. So I think that's what helps Rafael in this matchup. I think that gives him a chance in this to win. I think the pair of them are just going to have lovely, pretty faces at the end of it. And after you see Leon Edwards get the 1-2-3 soda, whatever it's called, the 3-piece soda, and that's going to be in the back of his mind. He'll want to try and rectify it. I know Leon wants to win so he'll proclaim he'll want a title fight, but he'll probably get Jorge Masvidal. So kind of part of me wants that because I want Masvidal to light him up like a Christmas tree. But I'm going to go with RDA. I had a quick pick. I'll somehow go RDA.
I've really struggled with my pick for this one, and I thought it was on RDA, and then I watched Leon Edwards, and then I kind of shifted over, and it's like I've got no real confidence in the pick, but I'm going to go with Leon Edwards. Super impressed with his performance against Gunny Nelson. Like the fact that he can initiate some of the grappling in that one there, where nobody really wants to grapple with Gunny Nelson. But when you kind of look at the meat and potatoes of this fight, you've got Leon Edwards is a big dude for 170. He really is a big man compared to what RDA is. RDA is he's a lightweight, but he is he's did the right thing and moved up to 170. And like you say, the guy's not disgraced himself one bit by moving up to 170. He's only lost to the top guys up there who've held gold as well. So, and they are super pressure fighters, and that's what Leon Edwards doesn't really do. If he had an ounce of pressure on him, then I think I would be a lot more confident in the pick. But sometimes he sits back, he kind of throws teeps out there. I loved that knockdown he had at Gunnar Nelson, by the way. That elbow in the clinch caught him right in the orbital bone, really blew his eye up a little bit. But there's path to victories for RD in the simple fact that Gunnar Nelson found a way to get into full mount in the last part of that fight. RD's a slick veteran himself, a slick grappler himself as well. So it's just interesting to... I think it's just going to be a pitter-patter fight. It's going to be a close back and forward fight, and I think the rounds are going to be little things are going to decide the rounds. Like I say, if Leon had more pressure, more output, I think I'd be more confident in this pick. But no real super confidence in it. But I just feel like he's going to win the fight. I would actually like RD to win because I do like RD a lot. But he's coming back fairly quick after that fight with Kevin Lee, where he took some shots in that one. Kevin Lee put a lot of pressure on him, got takedowns. He also got some takedowns, but eventually Kevin Lee was so kind of exhausted that he made a mistake, and RD kind of pounced on it. And that's what big veterans of the sport can do, former champions can do. But this is a big fight for Leon because he's against a former gold and fought for gold. That is a big thing that he wants to have, that champion on your record that you've beaten. So I've got Leon Edwards via a very probably close decision, maybe a split, but no real confidence. I would never ever bet this fight because, like I say, no real confidence in the pick, and it could go either way. So, but I've got Leon Edwards to win via decision. So that's the picks for UFC San Antonio. Before I get into the kind of betting segment of this fight card, just having a look now. I don't know if you've seen like the Bellator MMA featherweight.
Yeah.
That's I'm looking at the lineup there.
Saul Rogers in there as well.
They've did a solid job with that, in my opinion. Just I'll quickly run through the matches. You've got Sam Sicilia, which is a little bit of a weird one, against Pedro Carvalho, who's a guy who fights out at SBG who looks really good. Actually.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Strauss against Eric Campos, Pat Kern against Adam Boric, Emmanuel Sanchez against Tywin Claxton. Then you've got the champion Pitbull against Juan Archuleta, Antonio McKee, AJ McKee, against Georgia Karahanyan. Darian Caldwell moves up to 145 against Henry Corrales, and then you've got Daniel Weichel against Saul Rogers. So solid. I'm actually really looking forward to that. I'm going to be tuned in for that. Yeah,
and we're going to get an announcement soon about Brendan Loughnane's new home as well.
Yeah, so I hear. So it'll be interesting to see where Brendan's going. But looking forward to that. They've got a good crop of featherweights there, so that's going to be interesting to watch. Betting segment. Right, I have 2 bets so far on the card. I should actually mention that John last week nailed a couple of knockout ones. You had JDR, and I think you had
De Randamie, both of them by knockout.
De Randamie, and who else was it? Emmett. So yeah, there were good odds for that as well. And what else did you bet on? There was another one, wasn't there?
No, I bet them. Oh no.
You had 2 that I saw that were good ones.
I can't remember now. I can't remember now. Now you tested my memory. I've put other bets on since then. Sorry, I forgot.
he nailed a couple of good ones, folks. But yeah, for this week I've bet on Gabriel Silva. Like I say, if I'm going to pick an underdog with who I think's got a fairly decent chance, I have to throw some money on him. I have done that, and I've got a parlay of Domingo Pilarte and Jinsu Sun to start off the card. I've got that plus 120, so I think that's good odds there for that. I probably am going to bet Greg Hardy because his odds, he's nearly an underdog, which is a surprise to me against this type of guy. And then there might be another spot in there that I like later on in the week. So yeah, but there's some decent underdogs to attack. If you've got a better view on the main event, because the odds are fairly close.
What's Modafferi at the moment?
Modafferi is plus one. She's a plus 110 underdog where Maia is this one.
Much, yeah.
So it's a close fight. That's probably going to end up being a pick 'em fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arlovski, maybe Rothwell via knockout might be something I'll look at. Jake, he's an underdog, but years ago where he was like plus 155, but now he's plus 120. So I don't think I really want to put money on him at that price. So we're talking about the main event, like Leon Edwards is minus 120, plus 100 in RD. So yeah, like I say, if you've got a better read than I have, then I would attack that fight and go for it. But like I say, I've not got a good shot. Maybe Trinaldo might be something I'll look at for that, depending where that line goes. If it goes further up, it might be worth a small shot to me. But yeah, I've got two. Probably I'm going to bet Greg Hardy, and there's maybe going to be another one in there somewhere. So yeah,
see where the lines go of the week.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. So guys, thank you very much for fucking UFC San Antonio. We're back next week for UFC 240. Max Holloway against Frankie Edgar. Overall, I think I was looking at that card.
Weak ass card, that
weak ass pay per view. There is some people. Arman Sharukian's on there, and I'm a big fan of that kid. I think he's a future top tenner. Very, very easy. I really like that guy. But it's a weak card. I think Cyborg against Felicia Spencer should co-main event.
Yeah, Jeff Neal and Nico Price on the main card.
Yeah, that's a good fight, but I think that should have been the prelims. But it is what it is. We'll talk all through that next week. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and help grow the channel through that. From John and myself, we'll be back next week for 240, and all the best if you're betting, DraftKings, whatever you're doing this weekend, all the best, and we'll see you next week.